That's right. After 8 years, we're finally going to read this. We're going to read Words of Radiance. That's coming up. It is happening now. So thanks for coming to the channel. And I read Way of Kings for the first time back in 2010, right before it came out. I was lucky enough to receive an advanced reading copy, and now that I reread Way of Kings only a few short months ago, I can finally jump into Brandon Sanderson's Words of Radiance, Book 2 in the Stormlight Archive. And according to our read of the Stormlight Archive for this year, in preparation for the book that is currently being written, number 5 in the Stormlight Archive. So that's what I'm jumping into very shortly. As soon as I make the final touches here, just finishing this up, plan to by the end of the month. Thought I'd do so in this kind of quarterly update, since I really didn't do an update for February, other than in a way I did with a live video, and we'll get to that. So I wanted to talk about what am I currently reading, talked about that a little bit, and then what did I read, and then moving forward as to what I will be reading. The other thing I am currently reading is jumped back into the Live Ship Traders trilogy with Mad Ship. And what's funny is on Goodreads it's calling it The Mad Ship. Is that the UK version that calls it that? Anyway, it's just Mad Ship in my version. So also biting off way too much as usual, but it's beautiful. I love these worlds that I'm in right now. So that's what I'm currently reading. What did I read? What did I read in February and March? I have kind of talked about that ad nauseum, and I'll get to kind of a bit of a channel update in a bit here, along with kind of I guess a celebration one of 800 subscribers, as well as kind of some little bit of updates to the channel. We'll get to that boring stuff in a bit. Right now we're talking the books. So Goodreads, my goal, 55 for the year, says I'm on track with 13 so far this year, so that's good. We are, miracle of miracles. I had to, luckily this past trip helped out, and so I just took a nice little spring break trip. We went down to Arizona to watch the spring training games for the Major League Baseball. I'm not like the biggest baseball fan in the world, but it was really fun. I enjoyed it. Our Colorado Rockies beat the Padres, at least in the one game that I went to. The real excuse was to go to the hotel, which had a lazy river and all kinds of great poolside activities and great weather. So that's why I've been a little dark lately. But anyway, nobody wants to hear about that. We came for the books. What did I read? February was a rough month for me, and that's kind of having to do with the channel update in a bit here. But Ship of Magic, I did read. I mean, look at how thick that sucker is. I mean, it's over 800 pages or around there. Yep. Beautiful book. I mean, one of the things I liked, I think, most about this is something I'm always having to be introduced to, is just the plight of women, especially historically. One of the main characters, and I don't think Robin Hobb's whole goal is to even get political at all in this. It's literally just to tell a story, and she's so good at the story. But one of those things is just how women are treated when they're put in situations that, and frankly, good or bad, whatever, but just how they're treated based on their decisions and how the world kind of views them, especially sexually. And so this is one of those that I was into not only the characters, and it's Robin Hobb, so you know you're going to be suffering at least a bit, and there's plenty of that going on in here. But with the ship itself, you're in love with this ship, and you feel for this poor ship, and you want the ship to have love, to be cared for, and when it doesn't happen, you're devastated. And I mean, that's where I know just Robin Hobb's one of the best when it comes to character work. Let's see. We also listened to Blade's Edge by Virginia Mclean. This is one where the best I can compare it to is the Cradle series. I thought it was a fun little magic system. These kind of sisters, not in reality or biologically, but from the same orphanage, kind of get separated. And it follows kind of their paths, their different paths to where they end up, and it's like we're talking assassins, we're talking, obviously it definitely answers the title of Blade's Edge. So Virginia Mclean, I think, nailed it. I really had a lot of fun with that, and I want more. So that's really a good sign there. All right, March, I did do a lot better. It is an 8.5 hour drive to Arizona, so I had plenty of time for audiobooks. So we did a lot of audiobooks. But before that trip, I did get to Jade City. That was on audio. I had won that by the Fantasy Files by Fonda Lee. Jade City by Fonda Lee, not the Fantasy Files by Fonda Lee. Jade City is brilliant. It's just brilliant. It's amazing. I had so much fun with that. Again, another one for character work, but also action. I wouldn't doubt if the author studied some kind of martial arts or something, or any kind of just martial anything, because the action was great. I really enjoyed this kind of take on, and you almost immediately, so this is no spoiler really, because it's like page 2, you're already learning about the magic in it, but essentially it's this jade that gives certain people extra powers that they can use, and it's really cool and really well utilized. Chaos Reigns was the next one. Chaos Reigns, Oath Broken by Jared Smith. This is an independently published book. I thought this was excellent. This was really a fun, I had done a bunch of heavy books. Jade City was it's heavy. The emotions are there, and Ship of Magic, starting Grand Conspiracy by Janie Wirtz, which I just talked about. We're talking heavy books, and then Chaos Reigns was just a nice breath of fresh air to get on with other heavier books too. But it's really light, really fun. The dialogue and the repartee between the characters is really funny. It's hilarious at times. A good urban fantasy. I also dipped back into, speaking of Cradle, Underlord by Will White. Was able to finish that one off. Oh my gosh, just progression fantasy is my jam. It is so much fun. That is book 6 in the Cradle series. Not to get, anything I really would say would probably spoil a lot for other books, but it is so cool. You get to know one of the additional characters more, and it's just hilarious. I don't want to say more. One of these, so then next, Impact Winter by Travis Beecham. I really enjoyed it. This was a freebie from Audible. They were really pushing it. I was in the mood for some vampires. It was an easy one to jump into, and even though I literally just bought about 1 million audiobooks, I had enough time, I guess, to jump into one more. Sometimes the feeling hits, so I threw in a good vampire tale, and it was really good. It was really entertaining. It's read by a full cast. Oh my gosh. Davos from Game of Thrones is one of the narrators in it for one of the characters, and it's got a huge cast that's really well done. That's the only one I remember, and I can't even remember his name. All right, and then let's see. I do actually have some of these books here. I was able to actually listen to Adventurous Alley, Adventurous Alley. Temple of the Monkey God by Tyler Jolly and Mary Geis. It was read by Stephanie Ann. Really well done. It's just a fun little silly romp. One of the funny things is there's these great characters that are animals. One of them is literally a talking piranha, if you can see it. It's trying not to focus on me. Talking piranha with an English accent. Just it was pretty hilarious. My kids quite enjoyed it. That was when I was able to share with the kids on the drive until they were able to get screens again, and then it was gone. But we had a lot of fun with it, really a lot of fun, and it's very short, very fun. So that's also got my numbers up to get to on track. Thanks very much. I brought 2 of these. This is just, again, getting my numbers up. It's on my TBR, so I figured, hey, this will be a good one to do. I was able to finish. It's actually the same book. I buy way too many copies of this. Elric of Melniboné, I learned from the audiobook, actually. I read one of these ages ago, and then I ended up listening to the audio on Elric of Melniboné. I don't know. I'm getting it all wrong. But anyway, I love me some Elric. Elric is nuts. He's kind of like almost an anti-hero, but he's not. He's definitely a hero. I think he's been labeled that, but he's such a hero. He's I guess an anti-hero for his race of people in Imris, the Dreaming City, because he actually believes in like justice and ruling without trying to go kill everyone. So he is anti to their way of doing things, but not in a traditional sense. It's great character, great kind of myths, and they're so short that they just kind of run. You're running from one action scene to the other. Although this one's a little more thoughtful than I remembered it being. So it was a reread so I could get to book 3, which I already read book 2. It all makes sense. It's the whole Elric thing. They're all like, they all can be read, I think, as I understand it, independently. I'm trying to semi-follow it, but then right away, so from book 1 to 2, book 2, Sailor on the Seas of Fate, I think was written later, and it doesn't really follow directly along, and that's why I just kind of read it last year. And then I was like, before book 3, maybe I should figure out, remind myself what happened. Anyway, that's the stupidest, longest explanation for that. All right, fine. Okay, let's talk channel. Let's talk the channel. I navel gaze a little bit here. Sorry about that. I find it fun. We made it to 800 subscribers. Holy cow. Thank you so much. I cannot thank you enough. I've been thinking about what to do for these things. This month has been kind of crazy, or the last couple months. Not only reaching 800 subscribers, but we've got our first video over 2,000 views, which that's huge. And it was a relatively new video in the last couple weeks. We've got 5 videos over 1,000 views, which again, for me, this is crazy. And then, it was my Way of Kings review / don't read video that really just hit it off. I kind of had a feeling, but every time I have a feeling on a video, then I get it all wrong. So I don't know. Don't trust me with these things. But some of the fun that I really had in the last couple of months was doing some live videos. The first ever live video I did was on Andrew's Wizardly Reads with T. James Kelly, the author there. Just had a blast and almost was like, can I do everything live? So I then did some bookish Chaz and Friends. Chaz and Friends, I was on his. I was the inaugural guest on that and on bookish Chaz's channel. So that was really fun. Really enjoyed that. Just so much fun. Chaz just been a friend for a while now, and since I kind of got into this and been super supportive. And just it's so weird to be talking to like my friends that I've become friends with over kind of Twitter and YouTube comments, and then actually to talk to them in person. It's the weirdest thing. I then did my own live stream, kind of spur of the moment, with Treebeard, whose channel's just like exploded lately, which, oh man, and he even got featured on, it was like CNN or something, or CBS. Anyway, one of the news channels featuring Brandon Sanderson's big Kickstarter project and everything. So how cool is that? Anyway, it's so fun to see Friends take off here. And then speaking of Friends, I got to talk to a bunch, again, of these great friends. In the February, she wrote, it wasn't a live stream, but it It might as well have been, but pre-recorded chat. It was on Philip Chase's channel. It had Fine Reads. It had I'm checking my notes here. It had Ursi. We talked with Benjamin from Literature and Lofi, and also the proponent and creator of February She Wrote. And it was just such a blast. I mean, not to only just to talk to my friends that I've become such good friends with in such a short time, but actually talk in person, it just kind of, I found it's just the same whether you're talking online and joking, making stupid jokes on Twitter. It just seamlessly goes into talking on, face to face over live stream. And so maybe one day it'll actually be in person even. What? So I've just been having a blast. I can't even believe it. So as far as channel update, I wanted to give a big channel update, kind of big, I don't know. Who knows anymore? A little bit. So some of the things, my schedule with work has just gotten insane, and I don't know if it'll stop or anything like that. But what I'm kind of doing is I want to still commit to a number of videos each week. I want to commit to at least 2 a week, other than like vacation weeks and whatnot. So I want to do that. But then also I'm trying something new. And it happened to be, I actually planned this ages ago and even shot a video that I'm trashing now, literally weeks ago. So it was before Mike's Book Reviews did it. I promise I had my own idea of it too. Not that it's groundbreaking or anything, but just to do shorter reviews. There's a lot of work that goes into filming, then editing, then doing all the things that you got to do to post a video. And what happens is then you post a video that's a review for a book, and it gets hardly any views. And again, you're just kind of going, and you get punished by the YouTube algorithm. I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to, grow for whatever reason. But I still want to do reviews though. So my thought was, if I'm kind of slow, like cutting down a little bit on content, I can make hopefully better videos is my goal. And then but maybe kind of pepper in these kind of shorter book reviews that don't take so much editing time. And because I still want to do them because they're fun and I enjoy them. I feel like that's kind of the backbone of any of these channels, is like, why else are we talking books except book reviews? But there's such like a niche thing. When you do a book review on one book, it may or may not be of interest to anyone. Maybe unless it's like The Way of Kings, which happens to be my biggest video for an actual book review. But other than that, unless it's Way of Kings or Sanderson related, or maybe Lord of the Rings, I haven't tried that yet. But unless it's that, you're not going to get a whole ton of traction. So that's what my thought was, kind of hybrid here. So shorter reviews or shorter book review videos, but then I have started a Discord for kind of an in-depth, let's go into these if you've read them, and I'll start doing that. So I'll kind of post, a new, like, let's talk this book, whatever it is. So a new subject that everyone can then discuss. So if you want to join my brand new, announcing today, Discord, please check out the invite in the description below. Let's talk. That's what my thought is video is to kind of get the conversation started, but let's actually get in depth in the Discord. And if more is called for, if spoiler reviews are called for, let's do them. But this was a way that I thought I could keep doing the reviews, keep them worth, again, the time and the effort that gets put into all these videos, but also, and maybe that will, with my work schedule just being so crazy right now, help me do more videos and keep up on at least 3 or 4 a week even. That's my kind of hope, that this stupid announcement of having 3 videos a week will be absolutely useless, and I'll make myself look like a fool as usual. I don't have a hard time with that. Anyway, thank you so much for stopping by. This video got way longer than I thought. I almost deleted it too, because I ran out of space on my phone. Too many fun party videos, you know, in vacation mode. So anyway, thank you so much. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel, but obviously only if I've earned it. So thank you so much, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye.